This letter. Someone wanted us to see it.
I make my own luck.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Good day, and welcome back to another stream as part of our historical order run, where we play through a bunch of dozen of games in historical order through the ages. And yeah, today we're gonna jump back into the year 1760, now that we have finished Assassin's Creed Rogue with the main story. We're gonna jump over to AC3 again for one and only one mission. And that's the kind of like, you know, young Connor and his village getting attacked mission. A bit of a bummer, I guess you could say. But yeah, we're gonna play that, and then there's gonna be quite a time jump between, you know, young Connor and, you know, teenage Connor. About 9 years. So between that, there's gonna be a lot of AC Liberations. We're gonna also end up starting that game today. And yeah, with Liberation, we're playing pretty much sequence 1. Yeah, sequence 1 to 4 in like 4, pretty much. So there's gonna be quite a bit of content coming up for that game before we're getting back to play as, you know, teenage Connor. But yeah, that's a plan for today. Hello Verdex, welcome in dude. Namaste. Have you done your yoga lattes today yet? And yeah, I'm doing good. Having a holiday over here. So got the day off and just chilling. Spent some time outside with Levi and the dog. Had like a nice long walk in the forest. Prepped some nice dinner for tonight. We're gonna make Cornish pasties for the first time. So yeah, gonna be a nice day over here, I think. Also planning on watching 28 Days Later tonight for Halloween. Hello there, Shaky, welcome in. A letter? For me? Hello there, Dr. Darling, welcome in. An early stream? Impossible. I know, right? That's like a rare sight. But yeah, I hope everyone is having a nice Friday so far. You're slowly brainstorming your entrance sound clip ideas as your channel points accumulate. Nice one, dude. Yeah, definitely let me know once, you know, you're kind of like in the range to redeem it. Woke up at 4 AM and went straight to work. No yoga for you. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, so early in the morning. It's not like you wanna like wake up even earlier and, you know, just to be able to do, you know, yoga. I definitely catch any sleep I could up until 4 AM. So yeah, 10% into the game at this point. Okay, so they repeat that cutscene apparently.
That, right?
Wow.
Well, indeed.
The key must be the amulet Hatham took from London.
We might know what it looks like, but we're no closer to finding it. Desmond, you need to keep going.
Hey, he's your ancestor too. Why don't you hop in the Animus?
Really? That's your response? It's like dealing with a 6-year-old. What is wrong with you, Desmond?
You want to know what's wrong? I'm sick of being treated like I'm not even here. Desmond, do this. Desmond, do that. Desmond, you better figure things out because the sun is going to turn us all to ash. And I know I was really nice to you, but actually I'm just another Templar plot twist. And yes, I would like very much for you to be controlled by a magic space wizard so that you can murder me. So there's your answer. I'm sick of being a goddamn pawn. I thought it might be different with you. I mean, you're my father, but turns out you're no better than the fucking Templars.
Don't you ever equate me to those bastards again. You hear me? Everything I do, everything I have done, has been for you. Maybe I pushed a little too hard, asked a little too much, but try and remember exactly what's at stake here. You need to get it together, kid. We're running out of time.
Right, that was unusual. Well, I'm just going to pretend that this never happened and get back to bringing everyone up to speed on where we stand. The news isn't good. It appears this temple is powered by a collection of, well, I guess they're batteries. You found one on your way in, but there aren't any more, at least not down here.
Any idea on where we can find replacements?
Not yet, so I intend to tiptoe into the Abstergo database. Now, if I can cross-reference these particular devices with their database, then maybe we'll get lucky.
See what you can do.
Obviously. Anyway, Desmond, you can either take a look around here or we can head back to the Animus.
The downward facing dogs and vinyasa pose is just gonna have to wait. Just gonna do it in the office. That's not gonna be awkward at all. Didn't know Nathan Drake was in this game. Oh yeah. He really gets around on his adventures. Yet another tomb found. Rebecca almost looks happy after the punch. It's kind of funny, she has like a permanent smirk in her face motto that's like locked in her face. If I didn't go ahead and kind of like make her change her expression or anything. So she kind of looks happy. It's like, I always wanted to punch Desmond like that, but I never could. I'm so happy right now. Indie Dex. Requiescat in pace. Okay, we're gonna hop right back into the Animus because we have already actually seen this cutscene. But the game doesn't save that you have seen it before, I guess. That's kind of funny, you know, because this has happened to me so many times now. Because it's kind of like a good point to kind of like, you know, call it, I guess. You know, because it's kind of like at the end of a sequence before the start of another. But also since I have played through the Colonial Saga in historical order a few times now. You know, it's always like a stopping point before getting back into the Animus. So you're always bound to kind of like rewatch that modern day cutscene at least another time.
I make my own luck.
Hello there, Afro, welcome in.
Here goes.
Yeah, not making any luck anymore. Not for another 16 years at least. When Shay gets to Paris.
Agungwe da sun a wahuan nordun kwedzi niot nesa godaya ogun'a. Zewajerda sriat dizax ne hatham. Raganero kwakwe unte zini togwanyo. Nek zi ohando yo hawihtun yat de haganerakwe. Zinuer da ojokwa templar alguego tadinyaro darhox. Ne onha at ketsanis. Zigatke sun arian a ahigun sagandanu agat gato zine sagar skanex.
Dark hunger of Haven to control everything. Kanata Seton, 1760.
Zit one day star.
Onisa Jerdha.
Ya otena gwanek gwanek.
Radunhagedu, te wat kirichirunyana. Runajugedu na deratu danu yagodunis.
How was? Nexi dosa izi nakahanda di yahaze.
Di jono wat stage. Gari wes wat gano harenu tigo yorunya za wadah kwanya sua. Gona skoksa rona Johnny.
You know, this is one of the parts I absolutely love and adore about this game. Is the fact they, you know, take so much time for you to spend with, you know, Ratanakedon's village and getting to learn about the culture and customs also through the database. And for the historical research of this game, and in order to kind of like, you know, be respectful of the culture, we work together with like a society that's also made up of like, you know, Mohawk people that are kind of like, you know, responsible for guarding the culture and, you know, also making people learn about it. So they kind of work together with Ubisoft, you know, also in choosing, for example, the accents, what kind of actions you would actually see them do. You know, for example, some rituals they didn't want to have in the game because, you know, they have like a very strong importance for them. And, you know, should only be experienced, for example, in Rio. But yeah, I think it's really cool to see, you know, how respectful they've been of the culture and in representing it. And also, of course, you know, that they actually went ahead and had them all talk in the Mohawk language. Rest in peace, relevant modern day content in AC games. Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, Valhalla was alright, I guess, but it's not like, you know, the old days or anything. But yeah, it's not like they have like a definitive vision for the modern day across all games. I think that's like the main thing that makes it difficult, you know, like with the Desmond Saga was like only Ubisoft Montreal doing like all the games. And it's like much easier having like a, you know, communication structure within the same studio than, you know, across like multiple ones per game being like the main directive. They did of course work with other studios together, but they were still the ones kind of like, you know, giving the direction. No more luck making. Yeah, what a shame. And also that you missed the rest of AC Rogue yesterday, Dr. Darling. You missed the best parts. Chase said I make my own luck like 4 times in one stream. Yeah, Dex. I like also how Connor's actually reading in a book and trying to get that knowledge, like it's a bad thing almost. The temptation of knowledge. The tempo of his language really throws you off for some reason, like the emotion side of the language is very flat, the voice doesn't get higher or lower as they talk. Yeah, it's a very monotone sounding voice, or like language, I guess. But this is very much intentional. And yeah, you know, like often Connor, when he talks in English, they did actually, you know, that's like a pretty cool detail, I think, that they went ahead and had Connor talk in English the same way as he talks in Mohawk. You know, which is kind of like monotone. And that's why a lot of people kind of like, you know, say he's like boring or kind of like a flat character. He does have, of course, you know, like, you know, rage moments as well. But, yeah, it's definitely a more monotone kind of like performance. But I really like it for the, you know, historical detail and for being accurate to the language. So I really like it. But I wouldn't say it's like, you know, the most engaging way to listen to something. The Kanyenke Nation territory, more commonly known as these days as the Mohawk Valley. This valley follows the Mohawk River as it runs between the Catskill and the Adirondack Mountains. It is part of the territory of the Kanien'kehá:ka, sometimes known as the Mohawk in English, hence the name. The valley also happens to be the only natural route from the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes, meaning it was the only easy way to get from the coast into frontier territory and up into Canada. This made the valley incredibly strategically important during the French and Indian War and during the Revolutionary War. And by strategically important, I mean the valley was contested territory and regularly raided. Most of the settlements in it were razed during the Revolutionary War. Actually, the damage to the surrounding farmland was so bad that food had to be shipped into the area from the south. The revolution is known in the area as the burning of the valleys. That says it all, really. Ganondorgon. A friend of Ratonagedon from the same village, the two boys were the same age and members of the same clan, making them cousins, though the connection may have been somewhat distant. The boys were inseparable throughout their childhood, with Ganondorgon being the more conservative of the two. That is, Ratonagedon would be the one to get them in trouble, and Ganondorgon would try to talk them out of it. Ah yeah, so this one popped up because we had to reload a checkpoint last time. But we did already read up about George Washington at the update for Edward Braddock. So both of these we have already read at this point.
Hi, Star.
Hi, Star. Zaga de Wasta.
Zazahdani. Ha-oh, wa Zazahdani.
What the dot you go around the wax dog and what? It does say your days on the
Toga nuang zede wakide.
Gundi Gawana Oguaho Yaga Gundi Nagere Gaa Tony Gunas Dinio Ne Okwai.
Danane radiatine kera, Runungwe, Runsa Nage, de what tirat gawas. Wagari warge di ot stara, Ganatanyadu, the Nagere.
Energy de Tadi. Anataya Yedawawe. Mana hoda de wat karitsa dunyane.
Yogoda setuga. Haha, Zora Gohadu. Is it as a
Aska Degani Asa Gayeri. Aska Dewat Nyawe.
Okay, so we can't make a mistake and we also have to do it in a certain time frame.
Suti so yande negiga.
Aguya that sorry.
Nia these that they're under up.
Nam ha de wagadarian that seria dinue oya askada setana.
Kadogaria. Ayede wa zakane akta su anana adawat kirit sirunyasi. Akne de yung hare te dana te juni jo kore akta iwes.
Dawat kari chiduni.
Ize hezayatewe.
Aska, Degini, Asa, Gayerdi, Whisk, Yayak, Zada, Sadegu, Jotu, Oyerdi, Oska you want it, Degini you want it, Asa you want it, Gayerdi you want it, Whisk you want it, Yayak you want it, Zada you want it, Sadegu you want it.
What have we here?
You look familiar. Where have I seen you before? That wasn't very nice.
Let me go!
Listen to that. He knows English.
Small for a savage.
Spirited too. We have questions for your elders. Only tell us where your village is, boy, and you can go.
Best do as he asks, child.
I could snap your neck, you know. A little more pressure, and pop. The sad little flame of your life extinguished. You are a nothing, a speck of dust. You and all your ilk, living in the dirt like animals, oblivious to the true ways of the world. The wiser among you recognize the shape of the future. They throw themselves at our feet and beg mercy. But not you, it seems. No. You cling desperately to your ways, too ignorant to know your folly. But I am not unkind. And so I spare you, that you may carry word to your people. Let them know the sooner we are given what we seek, the sooner you can return to your pathetic, empty lives. A fair trade, is it not?
What is your name?
Charles Lee. Why do you ask?
So I can find you.
I look forward to it.
Fucking bastards. You know, to take a child like he's 5 years old or something, you know, at this point, like that. Like all of them. And ironically, Haven didn't know about this, you know. Like, Haven actually told them to give up the search for the precursor site, or more precursor sites, you know. He later says that. But it's really stupid, you know, like, as you say, Dr. Darling. Like, they would have easily found the village through other means. You know, they could have also just talked to, you know, Ratonakirton. I mean, he probably still wouldn't have said anything, you know, but the fact they just kind of like ambush, threatened, and then, you know, even hurt him is just really fucked up. Then this whole like rant as well from Chartsy. Kind of like revealing that he really looks upon these people as like animals, not as humans.
Yeah!
Dego, onak!
Zatek ande!
Dodi onago ona! Zet fatstek! Radun hagedu! Onak ti on zatni gunrat zatni dunhage!
Dodek, dodek!
Ansedek! Toga zun haak! Ansesege! Nekti zaderi ondarak! Nawe Andini kwe gunhage
Ya, Zadorissa, da Quatka Da Girihu, Akinyagante Ista!
Naga isse.
Okay, so I can't actually pause here or like exit out of the game. I'm thinking that if I just exit the game manually, that we're gonna be thrown back into this part here, into this cutscene. But I'm not too sure. Maybe it's wiser to actually wait until the gameplay stuff happens. Because I kind of like, you know, switch over, you know, forward 9 years now for the next part of this mission. The thing is, if I manually exit here, it might not save, you know, the last part that we've just done. But I think I'm gonna take the risk, you know, because I don't wanna actually trigger any content that is like forward in the timeline yet, if I can avoid it. So I'm just gonna close the game here for now. And yeah, we're gonna move back to that part later, once we have played through the first 4 sequences of Liberation. But yeah, that whole part always hits, you know, pretty hard. You know, even though you just spend so little time with, you know, Connor